Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Footy Talk, and I'm your host Story. Now today we'll be talking about the legendary Edson Arantes do Nascimento. Yeah, the one and only Pele. And we'll be talking about whether he's the greatest of all time or was he one of the most overrated players. Now before we go any further, I just want to make you guys know that we're not here to discredit Pele and all of his achievements. I'm not trying to downplay what he has done for the sport. We're here to discuss facts, not fiction. Facts, not opinion. Facts, not emotions. Facts, not assumptions. And then at the end, of course, I'm going to give you my take, and then you can draw your own conclusion on what you have learned today on this presentation. So, let's get into it. So, one of Pele's most famous achievements is that he scored over 1,000 goals. 1,283 to be exact. But really and truly, did he score so many goals? The answer is yes, but not really. Over 500 of those goals were scored in non-competitive games. When he was playing against Brazil, Coast Guard teams, some pickup games, touring in America. Really and truly, he scored 767 goals in 812 games. Competitive games. Now, while that is remarkable, scoring 767 goals, is it unmatched and unattainable? No. The legendary Brazilian Mario has already surpassed that amount, 772 goals. Lionel Messi will surpass that amount, if not this season, come next season. And Cristiano will surpass that amount by the end of the year. So this idea that Pele scored over 1,000 goals is fake. So let's extinguish some of these fake goal scoring notions that Pele is associated with. Did he score over 1,000 goals in competitive football? No. Was he the highest goal scorer of all time in the history of football? No. Did he have the best goal scoring ratio in the history of football? No. So another achievement that Pele is very famous for is winning 3 World Cups. Now he's the only player in history to do that. And I believe that he's the only player ever and will ever be able to attain 3 World Cups in this lifetime or any other lifetime. So I'm going to break down his 4 World Cups that he went to. 1958, 1962, 1966 and 1970. And then I'm going to identify if he was a top goal scorer in either of those World Cups or he was the best player in either of those World Cups. And I'm going to compare how good was he in these World Cups compared to other players at that time. So, in 1958, a sensational 17-year-old by the name of Pele came out and scored 6 goals in the tournament, helping Brazil to lift that World Cup. Now, 6 goals is amazing in a World Cup, but how does he compare to the other goal scorers in that tournament that year? Not even close. Just Fontaine scored 13 goals in that same tournament, giving him the Golden Boot. And who was named the player of the tournament? Didi, of course. Sensational Brazilian midfielder, was brilliant throughout the entire tournament. And I'm going to mention 2 other names who were very good in that tournament, Vava and Garrincha. We're going to hear more about those 2 as we go into the next World Cup. But yeah, was Pele the best player in that tournament 1958? No. Was he the top goal scorer in 1958? No. Now, fast forward into 1962, where this was supposed to be Pele's second World Cup, where he's supposed to come again and dominate even more than before. But unfortunately, he got injured in the second game and it was a no-show for the rest of the tournament. But Brazil still won that tournament. Why? I mentioned 2 names earlier, Garrincha and Vava. Now those 2 players were exceptional in 1958 World Cup. And come this World Cup again, they were still in their prime and exceptional again. Garrincha won the player of the tournament and Vava won the top goal scorer of the tournament again. So Pele was a no-show. These 2 players came up again. So let's break it down. Was he the top goal scorer for the 1962 World Cup? No. Was he the best player in the 1962 World Cup? No. So 4 years on from that now, we're in 1966. It should be the redemption year for Pele. Understand? Garrincha will pass his prime and Vava has retired. So it was down to Pele to be that maestro and lead Brazil to the next title. Unfortunately, they crashed out of the tournament in the first round with only 1 win. Why? Vava retired, Garrincha got injured. Surprise, surprise, right? 2 of the best players from 1958 and 1962 were no longer available. But only one good thing came out of that World Cup. There was a new young star coming up, Jairzinho. And we're going to talk about him in the 1970 World Cup. But let's finish out 1966. Was Pele the best player in that World Cup, 1966? No. Was he the top goal scorer in that World Cup, 1966? No. So 4 more years down the line, Brazil was desperate and they decided to call out the legendary Pele out of retirement to help them to lift another World Cup tournament. Now, of course, he had help from players like Jairzinho, who was brilliant through the entire tournament, scoring every single game leading up to the final. And Pele, well, he was okay, not so brilliant, scoring a couple of goals in the first round and then reappearing in the final, the 4-1 win over Italy. But yet, he was awarded the player of the tournament over Jairzinho. He wasn't the top goal scorer that year, but he was the player of the tournament. Did he deserve it? That's up to you guys to decide. And then again, who decided that Pele was the greatest footballer of all time? It wasn't me. And it wasn't you. It was FIFA. I was reading that Pele scored over 1,000 goals and the greatest thing ever in history in primary school books before I even started to watch football. In 2000, when they were voting on who was the best player of the century, there was a vote on the internet and the overwhelming favorite was Maradona. When the results came in, FIFA decided they didn't want that and they didn't like that idea. So what did they do? They created a private committee who voted that Pele was the greatest player in all time. And then they fused the two results and then they gave a joint award to both players for being the best players in the century. In 2004, when FIFA was celebrating their 100th anniversary, they asked Pele to list the 100 best living footballers currently. Why the 100 living and not just the 100 best footballers of all time? That way they can omit some of those great Brazilian legends who have already passed away, who helped Pele to create some of his greatest achievements. Players like Didi, players like Garrincha, players like Vava, etc, etc. FIFA has been doing this ever since. They want Pele to be the face of football. His story is brilliant, his story is remarkable. Poor, growing up, loved football so much. Went around the world, he did adverts. Pele was one of the first footballers doing adverts. Pele was the first footballer doing tours. FIFA decided that Pele was going to be the best footballer. Whether another player came about that was better than him, yes or no. If you want to understand how ridiculous the idea that Pele is the greatest of all time up to this point in time in history, just take a look at other sporting disciplines. For example, like track and field. The fastest man back then was running 10.3 in 100 meters. Now 10.3 can even bring you to the Olympics. The world record now is almost 1 second faster than that, 10.58. You understand what I'm saying? Sports has evolved. Science has shown that sports and athletes have evolved so much faster, stronger, fitter. Back then a goalkeeper averages 5'7". Now a goalkeeper average right now in modern day football is 6'3". Before the 50s, 60s, 70s, there were no world-class defenders. Now you can name at least 10 to 20 to 30, 40 world-class defenders coming up from the 80s to modern day football. You know what I'm saying? It's just, the idea is just ridiculous. You can even check the goal scoring ratios. The top 10 best goal scoring ratios are from the 30, 40, 50s, and maybe even 60s, where players were actually scoring 1 to 2 goals per game. That's not happening in football anymore. The football has evolved way past that. Defending has become harder. I mean, people are going to get upset when I say this, but listen to me. If you take Pele right now, old time Pele, 1958 Pele, or 1962 Pele, or even 1970 Pele, and put him in La Liga right now, Pele might not even score 20 goals. If you take Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Wayne Rooney, Romario, Ronaldo, some of the great forwards right now that we know in this era, and put them in 1950, they would totally demolish any opponent in that league. So it's been another episode of Footy Talk. I hope you guys enjoy the program. I mean, I know a lot of people are going to disagree, and quite a few people might agree. Please guys, just leave a comment below. You like it, dislike, just let me know what you think. correct me how you think I went wrong. I gave a little bit of opinion at the end, but everything else beyond that was fact. Thank you again for watching. Like, follow and subscribe. Put it out. Stay tuned.